Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes life doesn't knock before it enters. Sometimes it storms in, flips everything upside down, and leaves you staring at the ceiling wondering, why me? But what if I told you that those storms aren't here to destroy you, they are here to reveal you? What if I told you that the biggest turning points in life don't come dressed in comfort, they come wrapped in pain, uncertainty, and the uncomfortable silence of change? Life is not about avoiding the fall. It's about learning how to rise after you hit the ground. It's not about the things you lose, it's about the things you discover within yourself when there's nothing left to hold on to. Today, I want to share with you 5 lessons. Lessons carved out of both beauty and bruises that can immediately transform the way you see yourself, your journey, and your purpose. Because transformation is not an event, it's a decision. And maybe, just maybe, today will be the day you decide to see your life differently. Lesson 1. Your pain is your greatest teacher. Pain has a way of knocking the breath out of you, of making the world look like it has been drained of all color. In those moments, it's easy to believe you are broken beyond repair. But the truth is, pain is not here to end you, it's here to introduce you to your own resilience. Every tear you've shed was watering the soil for a stronger version of yourself to grow. Think of the moments you thought you wouldn't survive, the heartbreak that felt like the end of the world, the betrayal that ripped your trust apart, the loss that left an empty chair in your life. Those moments didn't just happen to you, they happened for you. They were shaping a new perspective, a deeper understanding, a more compassionate heart. Pain is the mirror that shows you what truly matters. It strips away the noise, the pretense, and the distractions, forcing you to see life in its raw form. It makes you realize how fragile time is and how precious the people around you are. It teaches you to hold on to love more tightly, to speak more kindly, to live more intentionally. The beauty of pain is that it forces growth in a way comfort never could. Comfort keeps you safe, but pain pushes you into places you never thought you could go. It forces you to dig deeper, to find strength you didn't know existed, and to build a version of yourself that can weather any storm. You may not see it while you're in it, but every scar you carry is a certificate of survival. It's proof that you walked through fire and came out, not as ashes, but as gold refined by the flames. That is the gift of pain. It leaves you stronger than you were before, even if it doesn't feel like it in the moment. And perhaps the most powerful thing pain gives you is empathy. Once you've suffered deeply, you will never be the same toward others. You will see their wounds before they even speak, and you will carry the ability to be the safe place they never had. Lesson 2. Stop waiting for the right time. We all have this picture in our heads of a perfect moment to start. A time when the conditions will be flawless, when the risks will be low, when we will feel confident and prepared. But that day never comes. Life will always be messy. The calendar will always be full. The noise will always be loud. The truth is, someday is a thief. It steals your dreams while convincing you that you're just being patient. It whispers, not yet, wait a little longer, until one day you wake up and realize that months have turned into years, and the life you imagined is still locked away in your head instead of lived in reality. You will never feel completely ready. And that's the point. Growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from stepping forward even when your hands are shaking. It's about saying yes before you have the entire map, trusting that the road will appear as you walk it. The first step will always be the hardest because it requires faith in what you cannot yet see. It's the moment you choose courage over certainty, action over fear. And the more you choose to act now instead of later, the more you train your mind to stop negotiating with procrastination. Think about it. Every opportunity you've missed was not because it wasn't meant for you, but because you were waiting for the perfect moment that never arrived. And yet, every breakthrough you've had came from a moment where you decided to act despite the doubt, the mess, and the uncertainty. So, the question isn't, when will it be the right time? The real question is, when will you stop letting time decide for you? Lesson 3. Protect your energy like your life depends on it. Your energy is your life force, and yet we give it away carelessly to conversations that drain us, to people who doubt us, to environments that suffocate us. We forget that who and what we allow into our space is shaping our thoughts, our emotions, and ultimately our future. Not everyone deserves access to you. Not every invitation needs a yes. You have to stop treating your time and energy as if they are infinite, because they are not. Every moment you spend in a toxic environment is a moment you could have invested in your growth, your healing, and your dreams. The truth is, some people are not bad, but they are not good for you either. They may love you in their own way, but if their presence leaves you feeling smaller, heavier, and more doubtful of yourself, then their energy is costing you more than it's giving you. Protecting your energy is not about building walls. It's about building boundaries. It's about knowing where you end and the world begins. It's about having the courage to walk away from what drains you, even if it's familiar, and walking toward what fuels you, even if it's unknown. You will notice that when you start guarding your energy, you will have more clarity, more creativity, and more courage. You'll stop being reactive to every little thing and start being intentional about where your attention goes. And in that shift, you will realize that your energy is the most valuable currency you have. Once you learn how to spend it wisely, your life begins to change in ways you never thought possible. Lesson 4. Failure is not the end. It's feedback. We've been conditioned to believe that failure is the opposite of success, when in reality, it is part of success. Every person you admire has a trail of failures behind them, and without those failures, they wouldn't be where they are today. Failure is not a signal to stop, it's a signpost telling you what doesn't work so you can move closer to what does. It's feedback from life, giving you information you didn't have before. Without it, you would keep repeating the same mistakes, thinking you're making progress. The reason failure feels so heavy is because we attach it to our identity. We think, if I failed, I must be a failure. But that is not true. Failure is an event, not a person. You are not your mistakes. You are the lessons you take from them. Every time you fail, you have two choices: to let it define you or to let it refine you. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fall. They are the ones who keep getting back up with more wisdom, more humility, and more strategy than before. When you begin to see failure as a teacher, you will stop fearing it. You will start taking more risks, because you'll understand that the worst case scenario is not falling, it's staying where you are out of fear of falling. And one day, you'll look back and realize that the failures you once cried over were actually the building blocks of the life you're proud to live today. Lesson 5. Gratitude changes everything. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you when life is good, it's about finding something to be thankful for even when life feels unbearably heavy. It's about shifting your focus from what's missing to what's present, from what's broken to what's still beautiful. When you start practicing gratitude, you realize that it's not about ignoring your problems. It's about refusing to let them blind you to your blessings. You start noticing the small things: a warm cup of tea on a cold morning, the sound of laughter in the distance, the way the sunlight falls through your window. Gratitude softens the edges of pain. It doesn't erase the hardships, but it gives you the strength to walk through them without being consumed. It teaches you that even in the middle of chaos, there are moments of peace if you are willing to see them. The more you practice gratitude, the more you attract reasons to be grateful. It rewires your brain to look for the good instead of the bad, to focus on possibilities instead of problems. And slowly, you begin to realize that happiness was never about having everything you wanted. It was about wanting everything you already have. In gratitude, you find the courage to keep going, the hope to believe in better days, and the humility to know that even now, you have more than enough to be thankful for. In the end, when we think about transformation, we often imagine some grand event that changes everything in an instant. But the truth is, transformation is built in the small, consistent choices we make every single day. It's in deciding to see pain as a teacher instead of a punishment. It's in refusing to keep waiting for a perfect moment that may never come. It's in guarding our energy so we can pour it into what truly matters. It's in embracing failure not as a dead end, but as a guide. And it's in living with gratitude, even when life feels complicated. These aren't just lessons to think about, they are choices to live by. The beauty of these lessons is that you don't need to wait to apply them. You don't need more money, more time, or more approval from others to begin. You can decide right now to shift how you see your life. You can decide right now to take that first step, to protect your peace, to find the good in what you already have. And once you do, you'll notice that life doesn't have to be perfect to be beautiful. It just has to be lived with intention. So, as you leave here today, remember this: your life can change in a moment. Not because the world changes, but because you do. The power to transform your life is already in your hands, hidden inside the choices you make and the perspective you hold. The question is not whether transformation is possible. The question is whether you are willing to take the first step toward it today.